comments. What are we saying about the comments this time? Good or bad?
We'll see. We'll see. We'll let the viewers decide. So we'll get, first off, Lee Housestrap says, Tell will be a far better player than Somerville by the time he's 24. In my opinion, it's an unnecessary signing. Savinho has a lot more to offer than Somerville as well. Just needs some regular game time and is also only one that can generally play left and right.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got far better potential. I would say that. I think far better player right now, I think is a bit of a stretch. Because I think what's been proven so far in the Premier League is that Somerville has proved himself in these last 6 months, where Savinho, I don't think he's proved himself.
What about Tell? I mean, they both got, 1 goal difference this year in the end.
Yeah, I think they're both probably better than Tell.
They're both better than Tell, yeah. I agree. I think they're both, but he says Tell will be a far better player than Somerville when the time he reaches 24.
Could be.
I agree with that. I think if we stick with Tell, I think when you talk about guys who get goal contributions, I think he can be that guy. I really believe that. I think he's got very good ability in front of goal, and I think that just needs really unlocking and getting him in the right situations. I think we saw that goal against Leeds. What a phenomenal finish. I think he's capable of that on a more regular basis. I really do.
I'd like to think so, but you've got to go and do it, don't you?
Yeah, but he's only 20, 21. Like, he can do it. I think he can do it. He does.
How long do you wait?
Give it another year.
Just another year?
We'll see how it goes. Yeah, obviously, I think all the time you have to assess it on a year-by-year basis. I think that's just natural for football. But I'm saying, by what I'm seeing when I watch him, I think he can do it. I think just give him an attacking manager like De Zerbi and see what he can do. Hab Kebab
what a name.
says Ben wants a unicorn player. He wants goal contributions, prem proven and cheap. He knows he supports Spurs, right? When was the last time we bought a genuinely world-class player?
I mean, I want them to be proven. They don't necessarily need to be prem proven. But yeah, I want a very good player. I do want a very good player.
They don't have to necessarily be cheap.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be cheap either. I want a player that has proven that he can put goal contributions in for us, because it's just something where we've been severely lacking in our forward players. That's where we've been lacking. I think if we would have had, look, I know we had injuries this year, but even so, like, you look at Mohamed Kudus. Kudus is our best attacking player, right? And he hasn't shown the ability to put in, consistent numbers. So we need someone that can.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the easiest way is to buy someone, or you develop what you have. But I think we have to buy. We obviously have to buy players in the attack. We know that, and it'll be best if that player. It'll be great if that player is a player who gets goal contributions, 100%. But I'd rather take, like, let's say a Savinho than someone who gets goal contributions but isn't actually that, like let's say Brennan was available. I'd rather sign Savinho than Brennan, you know what I mean? Because I think Savinho is more valuable to the team.
I do agree with that. Like, when I'm saying goal contribution, that's not the only aspect that they need to bring to the table. They need to make a big impact in other areas as well. Like, Darren Bent was terrible for us, but he still got 18. I think he got 18 goals in the season for us, but he wasn't a good player for us. So there are those players like a Darren Bent and the Bren Johnson.
Richie's our top goal scorer. Perfect,
yeah, him as well. These three players, I put all in the same category.
Martin Walton says the likes of Locatelli, Rashford and Osimhen are completely pie in the sky at the moment. More realistic options are Curtis Jones, Savinho, Fatawu and Nicholas Jackson. Technically good players with Prem experience that raises our quality level. Fatawu?
I mean, he did it. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know. When he was in the
Prem, he wasn't that great, was he? I remember he was really good in the Championship for a bit.
What, last season?
I think for a bit. And then did he get injured? Or was that the other guy?
I remember Leicester fans were waxing lyrical about him last season. He got 9 goals and 7 assists in the Championship. I mean, he's only 22 though.
Yeah.
Yeah, last season.
Didn't he get a big injury? Was that him? Yeah.
Last season he got a big injury, yeah.
I think Curtis Jones and Savinho, yes. Fatu, not so sure. Nicholas Jackson, I would take him if we sell both Richarlison and Solanke. I would sign Jackson and then sign another one. I would do that.
I agree with that, but I
don't know, how's he good for you? He hasn't been great for Bayern though, has he?
Well, he's got Harry Kane in front of him.
I know, but when he's been given the opportunities, I don't think he's been too good at, has he?
I don't think so. I haven't seen him play for Bayern, to be honest. He barely gets on the pitch. To be fair, he's got 8 goals this season.
8 goals, not terrible. But I've always thought he's a handful, Jackson. And he's one of those players where you're never comfortable when he's on the pitch.
You are, but you know, it's the same. Like Timo Werner always gave his defenders problems, but he's just so frustrating in front of goal. Jackson's also very frustrating in front of goal.
It's just he's a bit younger though, isn't he? So
yeah, 24.
But he did get, 14 Prem goals?
Yeah.
Chelsea one season, so it's not terrible.
Yeah, a hat-trick against us, which was like against
I mean, you look at
9 men.
14 Prem goals then, it's not sniffed at, but you look at it this season, like some of the top goals in the whole league are on 14, like Calvert-Lewin and, you know, Gibbs-White, I think, got 14.
That's what happens when you got a manager like Pochettino.
Exactly. Talk Sporting says, Ben and Sim, you have a responsibility to push the ambition of fans to the board. Your squad just reflects the continued mentality of Spurs recruitment. We need the best of the best and nothing less. We have a responsibility on this channel to be pushing for the best of the best signings.
Well, we do need the best of the best and nothing less, but you got to realise where we're at as well. We finished 17th.
We're in a studio. We have no power. That's where we're at. That's where we're at.
In terms of where Spurs have finished 17th twice in a row, people. You know, we're not going to attract bloody Keenan Yildiz. You know, we're not going to attract the biggest names in football right now. We need to figure out smarter ways how to get there now.
Exactly. I would love to say, let's go get Pedri. Let's go get, Tchouaméni.
Let's go get João Neves from PSG.
João Neves. Let's get Osimhen. Let's get all the most unbelievable players you can think of.
If we pay, I reckon we could get Osimhen.
True. I mean, you know, I would love to say, of course, I want all those players, but we just finished 17th twice in a row. We're not the most attractive proposition right now. We need to build ourselves up again. I do think there are certain players you can sell a project to that maybe that can surprise a few people. But I think when you're looking to getting players already at unbelievable clubs, it's a tough sell right now. You have to try and get players who aren't at top 6 teams, who are maybe potentially in bottom half teams, and sell them on, you know, what Spurs could be if they get things right. That's what we've got to try and do.
To be fair, like, look at some of the players that we signed without having European football or in the conference. Like Romero came in the Conference League. James Maddison came with no European football. Van der Ven came with no European football. You know, we've still been able to sign good players in a shit state, but this seems to be shitter than every other state we've been in. But I still think we can attract good players. We're just not going to be able to at the top of the top.
We need to be smarter.
Yeah.
They might be top. Like Van der Ven is now a top player, but he wasn't when we signed him.
Yeah.
Like, you've got to be smart with your recruitment and see where there's value, where other people don't see it. Because obviously splashing 100 million on a player who's been bossing it in the Premier League for the last 4 years, anyone can do that. Obviously it takes a lot of money and investment, but I'm saying it's not a hard thing to do. But we're not able to even convince those players to come right now, so we need to be smarter with our recruitment.
How did we convince Jurgen Klinsmann to come in a relegation battle, by the way?
Well, that was his second spell, wasn't it?
Yeah, but even in the first spell, it was like under Ozzy Ardila. It's not like we were doing well.
I don't know how we did it. Just the name, the Tottenham Pool. Where are we? Jacob Bannister, regular commenter, says, don't want to see a Bentancur Paulinho starting midfield. It helped us avoid relegation, but going forward, I want to see more ball progression and fluidity in midfield.
I get that. I completely get that. And under Thomas Frank, you know, everyone was saying don't ever want to see these two play together again. I think Bentancur showed a different side to him, as opposed to the Thomas Frank side and the Roberto De Zerbi side. I think that's fair to say. And I think the way Roberto De Zerbi sets up his teams, I think it can mask some of the flaws that João Paulinho has. Having said that, I also don't want to see them two play week in, week out together. I would like João Paulinho as an option in the squad.
If those two are first choice, would that be a good situation next season?
Depends who the other players around them are.
Just those two are first choice midfielders.
It depends heavily on who the other players are, because you need different options to come in at different times.
There is a situation where that would be acceptable.
Probably not, to be honest. Probably not. No, I don't want to see it. I want to see them both in the squad, but I don't want to see them two being our main player, our first choice players.
For me, I like both players. When I look at their options, I've said it a number of times, we need to be. I just can't see both of them both of them staying. And us getting enough change in midfield that we're going to be happy with if we want to sign at least 2 midfielders, and them 2 staying, and Gallagher staying, and Gray and Bergvall both staying, and then you want to sign another 2 midfielders. I think one of them's going to have to go if we're really going to get those true upgrades, in my opinion. I understand. I like them both though, and I don't want to see really either of them leave. But I think at the end of the day, we might have to make some tough calls. I think not signing Paulinho would be a tough call.
Out of those 3, the one I would like to see go the most, or the one I just don't see what he actually offers, is Conor Gallagher. Because João Paulinho, you know what he offers. You know exactly what he offers. You know exactly what he brings to the table. Bentancur as well. He offers that cool, calm composure in the middle of the park, and I think he's the one out of all 3 of those that can really dictate a tempo of a game. But Conor Gallagher, I mean, he's great pressing, but what else? What does he actually bring to the table? I think if we're really seriously looking to upgrade our midfield, I'd prefer to keep Bentancur and Paulinho as part of the squad, sell Gallagher and him be the full guy.
I wouldn't be against that, and maybe then also opens up an opportunity to get another number 10 in potentially to help out Maddison, because right now I think Gallagher's going to fill that role for the time being while Jamie's injured. Yeki says, if we spent 40 million on a 29-year-old broken down Mateta, I would lose my mind. So glad Ben isn't in charge of our transfers.
Well, he had his surgery and he's done brilliantly since returning from his surgery. So I don't know what you're talking about, broken down Mateta. He had an injury and he recovered from it.
Yeah, he had this serious knee injury which he was playing with for a lot of the season. It was a weird one. Like the first half of the season, he's playing with this injury. He's actually still scoring a decent number of goals, but he was missing so many chances. And then the whole January thing happened. He nearly got his move. He didn't get the move in the end. He then had this surgery. He was out for 3 months, came back late in the season and looked fresher than ever. So if you get that fresh Mateta who can bang in the goals, it won't be a bad signing.
I think Mateta is really good, man. Really good, strong, clinical. I think since he's come back, he wasn't even playing that much, but even every time he came off the bench, he seemed to score.
Just a question mark is how much long-term damage is this knee done?
Yeah,
what's his knee done to him? That's obviously he has to
true.
pass a medical. Also playing with that injury for so long. Merovingian says, Sim, you really need to stop rating our crap players.
Yeah, Sim, stop rating our crap players.
I just like to give confidence to some players I think need it. I don't rate all of them. I don't rate Dragoshin that highly at all. That's one. Who else don't I rate? I think I rate everyone else. Paulinho, I don't rate that highly, although I don't mind him. I think all our players can all be good in different situations.
They can all be crap as well.
No, but I think... I was about to say a number of players who I don't rate, but I've been bigging them up previously. Like Rishi, Basuma, who I'm happy to sell. It's different. I'm happy to sell them. Doesn't mean I think they're all terrible, which I don't. I don't think they're all terrible. But some people just like to say all the players are terrible and they're all crap, and that's it. That's people just, I don't know, like to do that. I don't like to do that all the time. I like to.
You like to be the opposite way.
Maybe I'm too positive sometimes on certain players.
You haven't been too positive this season.
No, you're right. But I think that's more on the manager.
Your most negative season as a Spurs fan.
Are you surprised? I think it's everyone's most negative season as Spurs fans. Jazz Andrew says Solanke played 32 games, only scored 9 goals. Some of them he didn't even mean. We won only 6 when he started that season. Whereas we only won 6 when he started that season. This season he has started 15 and we never won none. Solanke is not the effing answer.
What? We never won a game when Solanke started this season.
Well, he was injured for most of it, wasn't he?
Yeah, but still, we've never won a game when Solanke started.
We did in the Champions League.
Yeah, I'm talking about in the Premier League. He's talking about.
I don't think he played 15 games in the Prem, did he? That doesn't sound right.
I can tell you.
Well, he definitely didn't start 15 games. He might have played 15. I don't think he started 15 games in the Prem.
It says he played 15, scored 3 goals. Don't know how many of those he started.
I think, but the thing is, he did come back in that run, in that winless run, didn't he? It was that winless run he came back, and then he didn't. And then
did he start that game against Man City, or did he come off the bench? No, he started. Yeah, scored those 2 goals.
He also, what was I going to say? He started De Zerbi's first 2 games, then got injured, and then we started winning. So maybe it's a correlation. I don't think so, though. I think we would have won those games if Solanke was there. But look, I understand his frustration. I don't think it's Solanke. What you're saying, I think there is a good player in Solanke. I do think we need more of a killer. I think that's the big thing. He's not a killer in front of goal. I think that's clear. He has very good pressing and hold up play. He's not horrendous in front of goal, but he's not a real killer. He'll score 1 in 4 chances kind of thing. He's not a natural finisher. You can see it when he's in front of goal. He needs, like, in the centre of the goal to be a first time finish or a header or something like that. When it comes to, like, running from goal from a tight angle and firing it across the face of goal arrowing it into the corner, he's just or cutting inside and bending it into the far corner. He's not that kind of player who's going to be able to do that on a regular basis.
In an ideal world, Solanke would be our rotation striker.
Yeah.
In an ideal world. I have not been that impressed with Solanke. I know there's been periods when he's been good, but all in all, I've not really been impressed with him, to be honest. And if we were to get a good offer this summer, I'll definitely consider it, 100%.
The reason why I'd be reluctant to is I just don't see us getting 2 strikers that are going to be good, better than him. I just don't see us getting 2 strikers better than Solanke this summer. I'd be shocked. But Jackson, I'm up for going with Jackson.
Would you go? Let's say we signed a good replacement for Richarlison. Would you swap Jackson for Solanke?
Or let's say it's like Osimhen or something.
Like a good striker. I don't know who it is. Someone that's been getting like 15 goals or whatever. You know, someone that we're both happy with. Doesn't matter who it is. Doesn't matter who it is. Someone that we're both happy with.
Yeah, maybe I'd go with Jackson on top of it as well.
Really, you go for Jackson over Solanke?
Depends what the guy, this mythical striker, is, what he offers. If it's like a Marmoush, then I'll probably stick with Solanke because I think we need that little different alternative. But if it's like I don't know, a Soloff, let's say, then maybe I would go with Jackson.
Soloff? Would you want to see Soloff at
No, I'm just giving an example. But he's not bad. I don't think he's bad.
He's okay.
I don't think I'd sign him, but like he gets goals. He's got a lot of goals for Atletico. Rory No says Sim made a very good point. Under Ange, scoring goals was not a problem at all. I missed one. Yeah. Sorry. Huge Mister says, guys, what are you complaining about? Before De Zerbi, we complained that we kept buying players for only the manager in situ. The opposite of that are club signings. If De Zerbi isn't complaining, then neither should we yet.
When have we ever complained that we only sign players for managers?
I guess we haven't complained about that necessarily, but what we have done is realise that sacking managers and having different players for different styles can lead to a mishmash of a squad, and that gives you a lot of problems.
We've also complained a lot about the recruitment system as well. So we're having the same recruitment like under Thomas Frank and Johan Lange. I guess why should we expect anything to change if the recruitment guys are the same?
No, but the point is, I think Man United fell into this trap as well. They went hard back in
Amorim
and Ten Hag, and they went really focused on getting players for their squad. And then when they were sacked, you're left with all these players who aren't fit for the next manager. So how do you balance trying to sign players who fit De Zerbi's system, but also not leaving yourself in a situation where if it doesn't work out, you've got all these players you're
the thing is, because you need to keep with the same philosophy of manager. That's the thing.
That's what you should be doing. Yeah.
You shouldn't be going from Ange to Thomas Frank or from Conte to Ange. You know what I mean?
That's been the biggest issue. It's not the signings. It's the reason why the signings are like that is because the manager changes.
Exactly. Like, if you keep with the same philosophy of manager and there's an approach from top to bottom, from sporting director to the recruitment team to the manager, It shouldn't matter who the manager is. Everything should work. But because of our mishmash of approach of getting managers with different policies, it doesn't work.
And so you might have heard us complain about, let's say when we had Ange, we were complaining, oh, he's got Conte players because they're very different philosophies. That's why we complain. We're complaining that we've gone from flip-flop from Conte to Ange with different philosophies, not necessarily complaining that Conte got a certain type of player or Ange got a certain type of player. It was more that the reason why we're now stuck with a squad that we have to shift half the squad and get a bunch of new players in is because we're always signing players for different philosophies. If we went from Ange to De Zerbi, I don't think we would have that problem.
And it's the same with the academy as well. Like, there was this whole thing about the academy is going to play in the same way that Ange played, very attacking football and stuff. And then we go hire Thomas Frank. So the pathway is even minimised because they don't play the same way. You've got to be playing the same way from top to bottom, and we got to recruit the same way from top to bottom.
So now we go on to Rory No, says, Sim made a very good point. Under Ange, scoring goals was not a problem at all. When Kane left, he said those goals would need to be shared throughout the squad, and he made that happen. Frank couldn't even get one shot on target for FFS, for fuck's sake. And Ben refutes this by saying Ange had Sonny, which is true, but it is not the reason Frank failed. Bloody foolish opinion. And there's no reason for us to not be able to not get a shot on target. That's all down to Frank's tactics and methods.
I agree. But I wasn't trying to compare Ange to Frank. I'm talking about moving forward with De Zerbi. And I don't think our forward players are good enough. I don't think it's, it's not rocket science. Ange did have Sonny, and Sonny got the most goal contributions that season. Sonny was a top quality player and a top quality role model. We don't have that now, and we need top quality people to come in.
But we look. I think everyone agrees we need more better class of attacker, 100%. But the question is, apart from that, could we get more out of also on top of needing more? Could we also get more out of what we got?
I think we can. I think it's hard not to because they were that bad under Thomas Frank. We can definitely get more out of what we got, but I still don't think it's going to be good enough.
No, it's not going to be good enough without adding. We need to add quality. But could Tell up his goals from 4 to 10, for example, something like that, or even close to. Who else do we have? Could Kudus start?
I'll be very surprised if Tell gets 10 goals this season. That'll be a big season for him if he did.
Could Kudus, if he's fit for a whole season, he got 7 goal contributions. Could he get 15 if he stays fit a whole season? Could Maddison get 10 to 15 goal contributions? Now
I think Maddison can, yeah.
Now he's fit. Can Solanke get 10 goals? He got 9 in the first season under Ange. This season he got 4 playing however many games. Could he get 10? These aren't. I don't think I'm asking for completely unreasonable things. Rory, sorry, I just read that one. Arius Goated says Savinho is a transfer we need. Sure, he's not the most proven, but imagine Kudus and Savinho on the wings. I wouldn't mind spending 60 to 70 million in Savinho and break the transfer record.
Break the transfer record on Savinho, a guy that's got 2 goals in his last 2 years.
I don't think I'd break the transfer record, but I do understand what he's saying. I think if you get a bagsman up front and you have Savinho and Kudus on the wings, I think that guy is going to be jumping for joy with the amount of chances he gets and the amount of opportunities he gets to get chances, because those guys are going to be beating their men for fun on the wing, and it's all about you making the right movement and just getting on the end of those deliveries. I think if you have really good central players, even a number 10, I think Savinho and Kudus could cook on the wing. They don't have to score necessarily themselves. They just set them up. As long as we got reliable goal scorers in other positions. The only problem is, you'd probably want, if Kudus is on the right, you probably want someone on the left wing running in on the far post. As Savinho, that guy.
The thing is with Savinho, I still think he's really raw. I don't look. He's nowhere near the finished product. We know that, and I think he's got supreme ability, and I think he's got a high ceiling, and I think he can get there. But I think to rely on him to be our top, like if we had Savinho and Tell on the left, or is Savinho even better on the right or the left? I don't even know. He's equally as good on either, isn't he?
Yeah.
So if he's coming in, he's probably coming in to play off the left. Is Savinho and Tell good enough for next season to get us to where we want to be? I don't know. Is Savinho going to be good enough for the future? Yeah, I mean, he probably could be. He's got talent, and if he fulfills his potential, we could be talking about a very good player that we have here. But, we need players that can come and do it next season.
I think if you're looking for a player who's going to maybe turn into a Salah or or someone who's like this, like just absolute goal machine on the wing, I don't think Savinho is ever going to be that. But if you're looking for a player who can consistently beat his man and create chances off that side, off either wing, and always be an option, I think Savinho could definitely do that even next season.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that. Yeah? Oh, yeah. Gareth Jones says, in fairness to Tell, he has scored 12 in 20 for France under 21, so he has scoring ability. He has scored the equivalent of 1 in 4 this year, which is up from 1 in 5 last year. So there is signs of improvement, and he's starting to adapt to this level.
I'm not taking that under 21 example. Like Eddie Nketiah was smashing it out of England under 21s. He's like the record top goal scorer of England under 21s. What's he done? Like, I want to see it done in men's football. I don't want to see it done at youth level, at under 21 level. Like, loads of players have smashed out under 21 level, have never amounted to anything.
And some have.
Some have, some haven't, correct. But look, I believe in Tell's talent. I think Tell can be good in the future. He's just nowhere near there yet.
Yeah, I think he has a lot of improving to do, but I really think if you're looking for someone who can score goals, I think he could be the guy. Like, I think he's a goal scorer. I think he's got really good ability. I think that's one of his main attributes. I know he hasn't done it enough.
He's a goal scorer that doesn't score goals.
He scored against Leeds. Yes, he does score. He can score. He's got 1 in 4 this year, given the game time. I think, and he's only he's 20, 21. So I think he can. I think he can be a player who can score a lot of goals for us. I really believe that. I think you just got. I think what I reckon you've given this season. I reckon he could score near 10 goals.
10 goals, you reckon?
Yeah.
Tell next season.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think he can. He got 4 last year with the amount of game time he got.
Yeah.
And he can, and he's hopefully.
I think he scores below 10.
And attacking system, and further development. I think he could get 10 goals.
I really hope you're right. I really hope you're right.
Jay Moggy says, "You two make me laugh. 1 minute you're saying these bloody club signings, we should get prop people our manager wants, followed by, I'm so happy we've got a left back and a centre back. It's great to have the defence completely sorted and done early."
First of all, Senesi is a very good signing. Senesi is a very good signing. Robertson, I'm on the fence about. So we'll see what happens with Robertson. I never wanted Robertson ever since we were linked with him. So, yeah.
How do you balance it out? Happy with the signings of Robertson and Senesi, but also bemoaning the fact that they're probably club signings?
They are club signings. The thing is, right, I think Senesi will suit his system. I think there's no doubt in my mind that that De Zerbi would want Senesi through the door. And I think he would want Robertson through the door through different reasons, through what he offers on the pitch. I think he wants those kind of mentality monsters in the dressing room. He wants us to raise the standards on training and on the pitch and everything like that. And I think Robertson does do that. But I'm just unsure if he can provide for us week in, week out from left back.
I think, as I say, 1 game a week, I think actually won't be as much of an issue. I think once we're in Europe and stuff, that's when we'll run into more problems with Robertson, I reckon.
Yeah, you just never know, mate, because like he is on the decline, and the decline is going to carry on to next season. So it's just about how rapidly that decline is. We don't know.
Yeah, it's true.
But those are our comments, people. Keep them coming, and we'll keep reacting.
You know whose opinion I would love to get on club signings?
I'm guessing you're not talking about Mr. Brian Daigle.
Oh, come on.